Back to Besa starts right now on Fox 13. Welcome back to Besa. Of course, we love our food around here, so if you haven't grabbed your snacks, this is the time to do it. This week on Back to Besa, we learned all about immersive VR from Yolanda Barton. We witnessed liberation in real time as Lakima Bell tells her personal story in front of a sold-out crowd over at Langston Hughes. We head down to Evergreen, Tacoma for their homecoming. We go down to Ola Wyola to tap in with Rainbow to learn more about crystals. And, dude, it's October, so you know we have to do something for Halloween. So we go to Still Liquor for Sing Seattle's monthly Vibes After 5 mixers and Made Space for Ashanti Martin of Couture Cocktails Halloween cocktail class. Plus, dude, we have to talk about events happening around the city you need to know about. But first, it's Hot Topics. I'm not sure what happens when people go to their office and craft up these wax figures, or if celebrities themselves even have any say in them. But here we go. Rapper Lil Wayne was recently trending for his new wax figure that can be seen at the Hollywood Wax Museum. Oddly enough, it was actually revealed back in 2022, okay? However, somehow it's just now making headlines. Some are saying they nailed it, others are saying Wayne should sue. Personally, I just feel like wax figures look a bit off and creepy, but that's just me. Now, in other wax figure news, I wasn't going to talk about this one because it really hurt my feelings that they did The Rock like this, but here we are. A wax museum in Paris definitely didn't get it right when they created one for The Rock. Outside of the fact that he looks like Mr. Clean, the thing that stood out to most of us was his skin tone being drastically lighter than reality. Like I said, I'm not sure what people are thinking when they go into their offices and create these wax figures, but they definitely aren't taking time to call these icons and get their approval first. You'll be happy to know that The Rock posted on IG saying he's going to have his team reach out and ask them to make some changes, starting with his skin tone. In other news, congratulations are in order for Rihanna, not because she's having another baby or because we're finally about to get that album we've been waiting for, but for the Super Bowl halftime performance holding the Guinness World Record for largest TV audience in Super Bowl halftime history. Now, whether or not you watched it because you love her music or you wanted to learn the epic dance moves or maybe because you were trying to see if that was indeed a baby bump, I don't know. What I do know is that the record is now set. And lastly, child, Snoop Dogg was recently signing autographs in Japan and asked how to write his name in Japanese. Check out how he did.
Snoop Dogg. 7 7. 7 front end. Bang bang. Ooh, I wrote my name in Japanese.
That is it for this week's Hot Topics. But of course, if you have a hot topic you want me to cover, shoot me an email at backtobesa@whereweconverge.com. At Sing Seattle, they are dedicated to holding space for Black Seattle and hold events every month for people to meet others in the community, where they also feature a Black-owned business and Black-led nonprofit every month. This month, during their Vibes After 5 mixer at Still Liquor in Capitol Hill, they had a costume party in celebration of Halloween and gave away $250 in gift cards. There was food from Big Dogs, Hot Dogs, and Lada Nada, and sounds by DJ Toxic One. I pulled up to this one and had a blast meeting people from our community and eating all that good food. Check out what went down and learn more about Sing Seattle from the founders, Derek and Denise.
I'm just saying, we're turning up with community. Sing Seattle is all about bringing together social connections. So if you're looking for something to do, you can come to Sing Seattle. But we're all about community building. So every event, we benefit a Black-led nonprofit or a Black-led business. So we turn up, we have fun, but it's all intentional. Our goal is our audience. You can make a connection with a business partner. You want to date somebody. You want to find love. You want to invest in your community. You want to learn how to join a board. You want to learn more about organizations like Converge. Like, our whole goal is to make sure that you know what's actually happening in Seattle. As transients, it was important for us to feel community, but it was just as important for us to really highlight the people who are already in the community, who are from the community doing the work. So it's like a kumbaya moment about things, okay? So tonight we did a costume party, you know, in honor of October. People like to dress up, and so we all might look a little different. Some people dressed up, some people didn't, and that's okay. But we're all about creating different themes every month. So every third Thursday, it's Still Liquor. We're always here. And most months, we're not in costumes, but in October we are. But tonight and every night, we always come together to turn up, have fun. But every event, we talk about the community, Black-led nonprofits, Black-led businesses, what's happening in the community. And then in addition to that, like, we always come as you are. Like, it's about coming as you are. So if you're sad, if you're happy, if you're looking for love, you're looking for business, we want to come and create a space where you feel connected to community in general.
We're intentionally building community through supporting Black businesses and Black-led nonprofits. That's kind of more of the mission statement. But really, we want this to be your home away from home. When you leave home, we want you to feel like you're coming to meet your people. We want you to feel like you're amongst family. You're amongst people that love and celebrate you for who you are. That's what we're all about at Sing Seattle. We build community, but we edify people in our community as well. I want people to walk away from here feeling valued, celebrated, loved. I want people to feel like they have a space that matters for them. We have this space, we have this platform that matters for us, and we want to make it count. We have a holiday party that's coming up. So last year's holiday party, we benefited a Black-led nonprofit called Bird Bar Place. We haven't announced all the details of this year's holiday party, but we'll be benefiting another Black-led nonprofit. But it's also an opportunity to get people together just to celebrate Black excellence. Black folks in this community, in this area, are doing amazing things, and we want us all to feel celebrated for those things. And so that's what the holiday party is going to be all about.
Learn about Seattle itself. So as transients, you can like be excited, but learn about the culture, the history, like the issues that are happening, the change makers who are literally from here. That's important to us. And then two, like be open to just going to different events, like trying something new. Don't just save it on Eventbrite. Like literally come and try out different things. And like there's so many exciting events that are happening. Come, show up as you, and be vulnerable. Just try something new.
Let me tell you, we had a time that night. Big shout out to Derek and Denise for continuing to create space for our community. With Halloween being right around the corner, I was hyped to find out my girl Ashanti Martin was holding a cocktail class over at Made Space, where she not only showed us how to make cocktails, but how to make mocktails, which is dope. Because if you're someone that doesn't drink, there was something there for you too. Check out what went down.
Hey guys, Basic Gordon here. I am with my girl Ashanti Martin at her Halloween cocktail class. I missed the last one. I definitely wasn't gonna miss this one. How you doing, Ashanti?
I'm good. Hey girl, thanks for coming.
Absolutely. What people don't know is that we were on Cutting Up together in high school, so
Yes.
this is like a super dope moment for us.
We go way back.
For those that were not here, let everybody know what went down today.
So today we had a Halloween themed cocktail class and we made one cocktail, one mocktail. And yeah, a bunch of people came and show out. We did a blackberry sour and we did a tropical flavored mocktail. They turned out really good, had some dry ice smoke effects, and yeah, it was a really great turnout. The first one we're going to be doing is the mocktail. And this is one of the mocktails that I created that will hopefully be on the menu soon, but it's one of my favorite drinks to make. So we're gonna start with lemon juice. We're gonna do orgeat. If you've ever had like a amaretto sour, like Disaronno, it's that same type of flavor. It's on there really tight, so you're gonna go ahead, put that on there. Make sure that's on there pretty tight. Going to do what is called a dirty pour. So it's when you just pretty much dump all the ingredients into the glass. So go ahead and fill it up, not all the way to the top. Next thing we're going to do, butterfly pea flower tea. But when you put citrus with it, it turns purple. So you're going to add this as a float on top.
My partner found this event online. We live in the neighborhood and we thought we would just check it out, and it's just fun to learn new things and make new drinks.
So what was your favorite part about tonight?
My favorite part was learning these like cool new ingredients that I'd never heard of before, and just like meeting new people and hanging out and enjoying the Halloween vibes.
One that's never come to one of Ashanti's, bartending, drink making classes, whether it's for Halloween, Valentine's Day, or Thanksgiving, should they collab?
Absolutely, yes. I will be coming to more classes for sure, and you should too. It was a blast, and it's so cool to learn something new. Ashanti is an amazing bartender, and it was a great time.
Yes, it's an experience from walking into the room, the ambiance, of course, just the energy. You know, you're meeting new people and you're having a good time. So yes, I definitely encourage people to come and experience something new. I like the fact that she's doing like a holiday or like theme. So say Halloween's not your thing, maybe it's Thanksgiving, maybe it's Christmas, maybe it's New Year's, maybe it's Valentine's Day. You can come as a couple. So I like that she has a variety.
Obviously, guys, we had an amazing time today. So look, I'm so happy that I made it out to my good sis Ashanti Martin's cocktail event. Dude, not only did we make cocktails, we also made mocktails, which means even if you don't actually drink, there is still something for you to drink here that is non-alcoholic. And I'm not gonna hold you, I learned that bartending is not my thing, but I can still have a lot of fun doing it, all right? So make sure that you keep up with my good sis Ashanti. That way you don't miss her next event.
I remember when Ashanti did an event like this for Valentine's Day, and honestly, I was so sad I wasn't able to attend. Her instructions were so easy, the drinks were tasty, and the guests that attended were a vibe. Be sure to stay tuned for her next class coming up in November. We're off to our very first commercial break, but when we come back, we're highlighting immersive VR and a very special homecoming that went down at Evergreen Tacoma.
A world of wonder awaits at Pacific Northwest Ballet's The Nutcracker. Treat your loved ones to the Northwest's favorite holiday tradition at Seattle Center's McCall Hall. Visit pnb.org.
You on my mind a lot, don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe, need you every day. You seem like the barging down, got my heart no barging in. From the bed to the floor to the couch, might wake the neighbors up. Break you in and break you out. In the end, we gon' make a child. Then we gon' hit the show. Part 2, we don't need no pause. You can't miss me, we gon' get tipsy, don't need a power shot.
Copy my steel, face the fact that. Copy my steel, face the fact that.
Move-in is more than just a ride. Move-in is redefining rideshare. No surge pricing means everyday affordable rides. Happy drivers means everyday happy customers.
Hadestown is the Tony and Grammy Award-winning Best Musical. It's an epic celebration of music, togetherness, and hope. A Broadway musical like no other. This is as good as it gets. Hadestown.
Playing the Paramount Theater October 31st to November 5th. Tickets at stgpresents.org.
Hello, it's Marcus Trufant here, and for the month of October, Burger Master and the Trufant Family Foundation are coming together. The Trufant Jalapeno Burger is great. It's going down, and a portion of each burger sold is going right back to the community. Go Hawks! Let's make it happen.
Big Tobacco thinks they know everything. They think they know you, your community, the places you go, and the way that you spend your time. They think they got you all figured out, down to a formula, a calculation based off of numbers of what they think they know. Show them they're wrong. Learn more at theythinktheyknowyou.org.
Welcome back to Besa. Last week, I attended a unique VR experience created by Revere XR that combines immersive storytelling and VR in order to pay homage to the rich history of the Central District music. Being someone who was born and raised in the Central District, it's not hard for me to see that so much has changed over the years. So it was amazing to see the fantastic work Revere XR founder Yolanda Barton and her team are doing to preserve and honor our history.
I want to let you know why we're here today and why it's important. As you guys know, and it's newer to me because I'm just starting to come back home and visit, a lot has changed in this neighborhood. And in that process, some things have been lost. I'm just speaking simply. And it's our job to make sure we preserve it, not just for us, but for future generations. And that's why you're here today, because we've created an immersive experience with virtual reality that recreates the Central District as it was, not as it is today. But it's a little bit of blend between the past and the present. We need more history. We need more feedback about how this can be impactful to you and the role you play in community. So we're inviting you to participate by plugging in and seeing what Revere XR created and then giving us your feedbacks.
This is a really exciting partnership between the Black Heritage Society, Revere XR, Yolanda, her outreach to the Black Heritage Society at least 2 years ago when this was all kind of a new experience, at least for us, and then to bring on the Museum of History and Industry with Seattle Public Libraries, Africatown. This is a really beautiful merge of community to celebrate our history.
For me, I understand why, but for those that aren't from the CD, why?
Yeah, I am born and raised in Seward Park, but my mother bought a home on 24th and Marion. So a large part of my life, I grew up in the Central District. And even when I lived in the South End, I went to school in the CD. I went to St. Therese, I went to Girls Club. I was used to walking from St. Therese right here to Douglas Truth Library after school sometimes.
I love it. You know, the experience is, it takes me back when you guys have small little things like, you know, the sign for the Fax newspaper and stuff like that. You know, those are little things that about the Central District that everybody from the Central District would know about.
There's a lot of little spots. Like I said, my dad had a karate dojo in the 60s, the first black-owned karate dojo. That history needs to be there. But they don't know what they don't know. They're starting something, and it's up to us as elders and people to be able to come and say, look, this needs to be over here.
This isn't really what tech does, and we're bridging the gap between community and tech by using virtual reality and augmented reality to preserve history. So our goal is to bring elders and history and fill this neighborhood up with the history that we no longer have access to and make it accessible for many generations to come.
The elders are invisible. Our pioneer and our work is invisible. Everything is so fast, it's almost like you're forgotten, our history. So hopefully this will be a really good project to bridge the generations, co-generations together.
The youth are, is the future, and this brings them, into a way where they could be the beacon of that story from that elder, and it also instills a sense of pride and dignity. This is where I'm from, I'm the result of, what my ancestor or my elder did, and this is the fruition of it.
I just want to know the youth to know that, like, just because you don't see the footprints that we all felt and experienced when we were here, some of the greatest creative minds came from this neighborhood. And even if you can't access it at this very moment, you're still very much connected to that legacy. For the next kid that wants to pick up a guitar, for the next kid that wants to play the piano, for the next kid that wants to do painting like Jacob Lawrence, we come from greats. We come from trailblazers. We come from change makers. And you may not see that on the corner anymore, but it still exists. And if you want to participate in preserving it, if you want to participate in collecting and documenting it, if you want to participate in designing how we experience it, please jump on board.
Fun fact about me, I love tech. Like, literally, I turn into a big kid when I'm immersed in it and learn new things about it. I'm so happy this was how I was first able to experience VR and honestly learn new stories about my neighborhood that I grew up in. To learn more about Revere XR and its mission, head over to reverexr.com. And now we're going to rewind what recently went down at Evergreen State College's Tacoma campus. In case you missed it, there was a reunion at their homecoming earlier this month. The school welcomed back campus founder Dr. Maxine Mims, former executive director Dr. Joy Hardiman, and current dean Dr. Marcia Tay Arunga. Here's how it all went down.
It's returned to Evergreen, and I think most colleges get to have something like a homecoming. Well, instead of a homecoming with football, we're bringing people back in the building for intellectual discourse. So Mama C came all the way from Tanzania while she's on a Heal the Community tour. We thought she was quite appropriate to share her ideas and thoughts as a Black Panther. And then we have an alumni who's going to present shortly, Anthony Norman, who wrote a book called The King Manual. So they're both presenting today. We have food and refreshments. We want to eat, drink, and be merry and have the community back together.
First of all, I think what's important about Evergreen Tacoma is we always honor our ancestors, and so I saw that happen today, as it always does. With Mama C coming and showing her video of Dean Tay Arunga's book, The Stolen Ones and how they were missed.
Anthony wasn't just born yesterday. He's part of a dynasty here in the Hilltop. The Normans are a family that have been here for generations, and all of the kids turn out to be very special. They may have had different paths, but that's the journey of truth. You know, and this is an incredible place because it's 3 dynasties of women leadership. All right, started with Dr. Mims, then I took it up, and then actually R.T. Young and Gilda Shepherd filled in a gap until we got Marcia Arunga as the dean.
You know, our founder is Dr. Maxine Mims, and when she founded the Evergreen State College Tacoma, she was very intentional about making sure the community was always invited, always had a home here. Whenever they're talking about issues of concern in the community, they are invited inside so that we can huddle and fix these problems together, at least address these problems.
My first year here, you know, they encouraged me to become a Washington State legislative intern, right? So I worked for the Senate for a while, got promoted while I was in my internship because of the support that I had saying, girl, you can do whatever you want. Look who founded our school, right?
This event that welcomes Evergreen graduates, Evergreen supporters, and the community at large was part of my UAACC Heal the Community Tour. I've been doing this tour for 27 years. It's in support of UAACC, which is United African Alliance Community Center that my husband and I started, long time ago. And we've been in Tanzania since 1972. This is a part of our community service that we learn and practice as members of the Black Panther Party. The Black Panther Party in Kansas City was founded by my husband of 54 beautiful years, Brother Pete O'Neill.
How beautiful is it that Evergreen Tacoma makes a point to honor our elders? It's so important that, especially in this day, we continue to come together, share stories, and fellowship. To learn more about Evergreen Tacoma, head over to www.evergreen.edu. All right, you guys, we are off to another commercial break, but when we come back, we are going to have a serious conversation about the violence that has been going on within our communities. Welcome back to Vesa. We are unfortunately facing an uptick of violent crime in the city of Seattle and beyond. And my home neighborhood of the Central District has again been impacted. But this time, community members are looking within to find solutions. Led by local business owners, Central District community members gathered for a conversation about community safety earlier this week at Made Space to be heard and seek solutions. Here's what happened.
Today, we created space for community members to use their voice, to say what they need in the areas of public safety and community safety. It was time, after watching what happened at A4Apple Daycare today, or last week, we knew that it was time for us to start doing something. Our city council representatives can't do it at this time. Our mayor's office can't do it at this time. The businesses around it's gonna be up to us. So today we discuss, what does public safety look like in an actionary lens? What does it look like to make us safe? What are you experiencing in your household or outside of your house space where you may feel unsafe?
It was a great conversation. We're all going to be accountable and work together. I look forward to seeing what we do as a community and seeing some changes within our community from us working together, not depending on city leadership or the mayor or anyone else, but us community members and leaders, what we're gonna do.
So we know what was taking place up in the parking lot, and it was too much, and nobody did anything.
The key takeaways that I heard tonight is that we need to be strategic and understand the systems and divide and conquer and have clear action plan to do so. And we all working on the same agenda. And so I'm really excited about those. Those are the things I took away from.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of you in the areas of gun violence is what they put on TV.
The way they work is every time, and I'm sure you have call 911, call. But I tell you guys, no matter where you're at, what you're doing, call. It may seem very minor.
We don't need a bunch of backdoor deals. We don't need a bunch of confusion, right? What we need is accountability and we need transparency. And then from there, we could grow and we could develop the things the way we want them to be.
That we have a lot of powerful people in the group that have resources, tried and true resources and suggestions though how to make things work. I think in the past, people get together and they have complaints, but they don't always have a means to have solutions. And so I feel like we have the ability to have some good solutions for folks.
Were community members that were impacted by not only loss and grief and loss, but also just not feeling safe. I think that everyone is in a space where they have tried to find accountability for safety for themselves.
My name is Sophia Haddix.
My name is Luther Walker.
My name is Jasmine Jackson.
Hey, my name's Nick.
And what I want to see in the change of the community is our collective liberation, our unity throughout all challenges, harms, and things that might have happened, a celebration of our joy.
Love to see from our community is that we take care of ourselves.
I am a born and raised Central District Seattle native, and the change I would like to see for my community or in my community is for my babies to be able to walk safely down the street, for the small Black businesses to feel safe, for my community to feel safe, for it to feel like home, because it is home.
I will tell you that I am so happy to see my beloved community members not waiting for anyone to come save the Central District. They are taking the future of our neighborhood into their hands. I want all of you to know that I stand with you. I am here for our community. Basically, CD or see me, period. Now, with that being said, we are off to another commercial break and to breathe for a moment. And when we come back, we are tapping in with Rainbow to learn more about crystals.
in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe, need you every day. You seem like the barging them. Got my heart, no barging in. From the bed to the floor to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up. Break you in, then break you out. In the end, we gon' make a child. Then we gon' hit the shower. Part 2, we don't need no pause. Misty, we gon' get tipsy, don't need a power shot.
Copy my steel. Face the fact that. Copy my steel. Face the fact that.
Kick off the holidays with Irving Berlin's White Christmas at the Fifth Avenue Theater. Music, dancing, and a real snowfall at every performance. Buy tickets now for the whole family. White Christmas at fifthavenue.org.
Move-In is more than just a ride. Move-In is redefining rideshare. No surge pricing. Means everyday affordable rides. Happy drivers. Means everyday happy customers.
The new COVID-19 updated booster provides the best protection available right now. So don't wait. Stay safe this summer and get your updated booster today. To find a free vaccine provider near you, go to kingcounty.gov/vaccine.
A world of wonder awaits at Pacific Northwest Ballet's The Nutcracker. Treat your loved ones to the Northwest's favorite holiday tradition at Seattle Center's McCall Hall. Visit pnb.org.
Welcome back to Besa. By now, I know you all know I love to eat, but did you also know I have a love for crystals and their ancient spiritual properties? Ever since I learned about crystals and bought my first rose quartz when I was about 19 years old, I fell in love with them as my collection has grown over the years. Recently, I caught up with Rainbow, co-owner of Ola Wayola, to talk about all things crystals, chakras, and I even got a little Reiki. Check out what went down.
You guys, in 2023, I've seen so many people, celebrities and day-to-day people wearing crystals. But these days, I'm noticing that a lot of us are doing it more than just a jewelry moment. We're doing it for the healing properties. So let's talk about it. Today, I pulled up to Ola Wayola to link up with my girl Rainbow to talk about chakras, crystals, and spiritual healing. So let's go inside and let's see what Rainbow has to say. I gotta be honest, okay? I started actually getting into crystals when I was about 19 years old, and I would go to different crystal shops, and especially the ones in the malls. Every once in a while, I would go in there and I would check out a crystal and I'd look at it and I'm like, is this even a real crystal?
Well, I'm going to tell you, Besa,
This is such a premiere.
And you sense that energy, that is your intuition kicking in, because my soul chains are magic because I use my spiritual toolbox to empower them. So they go through my sound healing, they go through my plant medicine, they go through smoke therapy, they go through affirmations, they go through so much. Before they're ready, they go through moon cycles, they go through sun cycles, and then they're just about ready for you.
So let's talk about what some of these healing properties are and how people can use them in their day-to-day, and you know, the understanding of they're not just a pretty rock. It's so much more than just that.
Right. They are spiritual medicine. They're earth candy for your soul. They are energy infused amulets. And when we work with the chakras, we have crystals that are attached to them. So your crown chakra, it has white and purple. Those are the colors for the crown. Well, clear quartz is the premier crystal of manifestations. It's the strongest crystal. It's the most powerful crystal that you can wear or love. This is an indigo purple mica. It's beautiful. This is your intuition. You know, your brain is attached to your second brain, your gut. And your gut, in the creative aspect, it wants to create, but it needs to be attached and needs to have a channel to go through. You happen to be dripped in citrine. This is your solar plexus chakra, your will, your courage, your determination, your success, your power.
So far, we have learned about soul chains, we've learned about crystals, we've even talked about chakras and how to get ourselves in alignment. But what you may not know is that Rainbow Shop is way more than just crystals and a good vibe. There is spiritual healing that is done here.
I offer Reiki, I offer my sound baths, and I offer my Soul Journey ceremony, which you may have seen on Instagram of my Afterglow portrait series that I take after your healing. And I would like to offer you just a little taste of it, if you don't mind.
I'm here for it. Let's go, guys. I'm gonna bring you with me, actually.
It's like, so Besa, I'm going to give you an offering. It's a little snippet of what I do in my healing. We're gonna work into your superpower flex, your third eye. And then we're gonna move into the rest of your chakras. Blue lace agate for your throat chakra, closed mouth don't get fed. Clear quartz for that heart chakra.
To learn more about Rainbow, her healing services, her soul chains, and more, head over to olawayola.com. Fun fact about Rainbow and her soul chain. She went viral and was featured in the New York Times around the time that Beyonce graced us with her presence in Seattle after the Queen Bee said everyone needs to wear silver to properly be in formation. If you're looking for new high-quality crystals in South Seattle, I suggest pulling up to Rainbow at Ola Wayola. And while you're there, be sure to get your overall vibe right and get some Reiki done while you're there too. We're off to another commercial break, but when we come back, we're talking about Lakima Bell and her one-woman show, Tell It Like It Is. Of course, you're watching Back to Besa. Welcome back to Besa. Seattle artist Lakima Bell's one-woman show, Tell It Like It Is, took place at the Langston Hughes Performing Arts Center earlier this month, taking audience members on a heartfelt journey through her reawakening while also freeing herself and the audience as she told her story.
I describe Tell It Like It Is as a journey of awareness, a journey of witnessing, a journey of evolution, a journey of the beginning before life in the physical body, through that life in the physical body to the elevation to the next level of life. First of all, I was wondering why I was taking so long while I was in the back. And I was like, we supposed to start at 6. I want to make sure I value everybody's time, what's going on. And my director came back, she said, because there's a line. And I was like, what? She was like, we'll start when everybody get in the building. I said, oh, okay. If you were in the show or watched the show, you'll see that I depicted knowing God before I was born. And so there's a conversation that God gives you, and then you pick and select which route you're going to take in order to achieve the assignment. The assignment for me for this particular path is to break what I call curses on the bloodline and to help others to do the same. And then when I came onto the stage, the applause, I just wasn't expecting all the applause. Like, I was like, oh, I just felt really embraced, really loved. And of course, I love hard. And it just felt like reciprocation of all of the love that I've been, pouring into community, that it was coming back to me, and it was a bit overwhelming in a way. We wanted to really ensure that we grounded the space and the energy with healing energy, and that the ancestors were there and supporting the effort. There was a walking like nation when you came in. We had community drummers there, the Machine Gun Group, holding pace to bring about that energy of calling in the ancestors and the people who were there, their ancestors, so they could all bear witness. I was, definitely honored and grateful for their presence, because their time is super precious. And so any time that they give to community is a true treasure. And so I was really grateful to have, like you said, the dynamite, Elder Line.
It was really quite amazing after knowing Lakima Bell for so long and knowing some of this story, but like seeing her have this opportunity to get up on stage in front of such a supportive audience. She was able to really just like lay it all out there, the blood, the sweat, the tears. You know, I laughed, I cried, I celebrated with her.
What I felt was that she had done so much healing prior to putting this on in preparation, that the room, the energy was just felt on so many levels.
You know, things that we didn't have the permission to do back in my day. You know, it was kind of like, get back in the child's place and don't be seen, you know, and that kind of thing. But now our young daughters and our young people have permission to speak out and to teach us, their own parents. And we have, I think, since we are the ones that raise them, we have an onus to learn from them. You know, and I just, that was just a powerful message to me coming from Lakima. It was beautiful. It was something that you would have had to experience.
I am absolutely quite full. I felt that my daughter hit some very poignant points of life experiences. She was very honest and true to her experience in those experiences that she had, and she took them and she used it like medicine.
Working with the Black Renaissance Project, this started prior to I was at, I said this in the performance, I was at Dr. Mims' house and we were doing a healing, what we often do, a healing retreat, and it was on my birthday last year. That occurred because I had got a vision of certain people that needed to go there. And I just called everybody out the blue and said, hey, I got a vision and we gotta go. And they all said yes. And so when I did that, in that space, I was then told that I need to do a one-woman show by Dr. Mims. And she said she'd like to at least see it. And at that point, she was 94. Oh my goodness. I want to say that I am just so very grateful for everyone that came to the performance, that was able to witness and be on the journey with me of my healing, of my reclaiming, of my reawakening, of my claiming victory.
What a freeing feeling it has to be to tell your story in front of a sold-out audience at Langston Hughes. To not be judged, but greeted by applause. Lakima, I'm so happy you had this moment, and I'm even more happy that you unapologetically shared your story with us. So thank you, Lakima, because you told your story, you freed so many that night by letting them know they aren't alone. You can follow her work on Instagram at Love in the Skin I'm In, and online at skiniminllc.org. We're off to another commercial break, but when we come back, it's time for events to know about.
A world of wonder awaits at Pacific Northwest Ballet's The Nutcracker. Treat your loved ones to the Northwest's favorite holiday tradition at Seattle Center's McCall Hall. Visit pnb.org.
When I think about what I would say to a young entrepreneur right now is that there are so many opportunities for growth and learning here in Seattle, Washington, and take full advantage of it. There is all kind of training programs, all kind of grant micro lending programs, so many opportunities. Please take advantage of all that so that you can get the learning that you need so you have a firm foundation so your business can grow.
1 in every 500 African Americans in the U.S. suffers from sickle cell disease. 1 in 3 African American blood donors is a match for patients with sickle cell. 1 appointment to donate blood with the American Red Cross can help save a life. Will you be that one? Visit redcrossblood.org/ourblood today to schedule an appointment at a location near you.
Move-In is more than just a ride. Move-In is redefining rideshare. No surge pricing. Means everyday affordable rides. Happy drivers. Means everyday happy customers.
Welcome back to Besa. It's time for events to know about, where I tell you about the dope events happening around the city you don't want to miss out. First up, Ray and Absolutely are bringing the My 21st Century Blues World Tour to the Showbox on October 30th. And then they are headed to Crystal Ballroom in Portland on November 1st. Earl Sweatshirt with The Alchemist are at Showbox on November 6th and then heading to Crystal Ballroom in Portland on November 7th. Roy Woods' Me and You tour is coming to the Showbox on November 7th and then heading to Crystal Ballroom in Portland on November 8th. Now, No Name, who I have wanted to see perform for a very long time, okay, is going to be over at Showbox Soda on November 13th and then heading over to Roseland Theater in Portland. And Roseland Theater, don't forget, that's where Trap Kitchen PDX is at. So make sure you guys get some food if you pull up there, okay? Now that is going down on November 15th. Troy Boy will be over at Showbox Soda on November 17th. Then, dude, you guys know I love something like this. Like, I definitely might have to go to this one. Sumu Plus Sushi is happening November 24th through November 26th over at WaMu Theater. And then Soul, I have not seen Soul perform in a minute, so I definitely might have to pull up to this one too, is performing at the Crocodile on November 2nd. And dude, if you've never been to the new Crocodile, this is an amazing excuse for you to pull up because Soul is going to give you an amazing performance, okay? And Little Tay is bringing his Beat the Odds tour to WaMu Theater on December 9th. That's it for this week's events to know about. So if you know of an event I should shout out next week, send an email with the event details to backtobesa@whereweconverge.com. We're off to our last break, but when we come back, it's time for Affirmation of the Week. Welcome back to Besa. Each week, we like to end the show with an affirmation, and this week's affirmation is, I am worthy of the compliments I receive. You know what's odd to admit? I'm the girl who, when I get compliments, I give someone one back, rather than just taking it and saying thank you. It's like an insecurity for someone to say something nice, and you feel you have to say something nice back. But believe it or not, that's not what the person giving you the compliment was looking for. They just wanted to say you look nice. We all have to take a moment to look at ourselves in the mirror and be happy with what we see so that we don't feel put off when someone gives us a compliment. Feel good in that moment and learn to feel comfortable with just saying thank you. I know, it feels odd. It did for me for a while, and honestly, at some points, it still does. But it's okay. You look good, friend. Take the compliment and genuinely say thank you. Now that's it for this week's episode of Back to Besa. If you have anything you want me to know about, shoot me an email at backtobesa@whereweconverge.com and catch me in Seattle on Hits 106.1 weekdays 7 p.m. to 12 p.m. and in Portland Saturdays 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Jammin' 107.5. Thank you for watching, and as usual, have an amazing rest of your day, and of course, keep that energy high.